I'm learning that the hardest thing about being single is needing two incomes to survive in this economy. Living off one income is impossible. And so with that said, if anybody with two jobs is looking for a partner, let me know.
Why should a man provide for a woman and not expect her to serve him? And look, I'm even going to wear my glasses, so if you disagree, you can make fun of how I look. This video can't cover every reason, but bear with me. Reason number one is that if a man truly loves a woman, he doesn't want her to pay for anything. This has been my personal experience and many women's experiences, okay? We have learned that when a man is truly interested in you specifically, he doesn't want you to pay for anything. If you like her and another woman, or you're just not too interested in her, but she's the best that's around right now, why should she settle for that? And if you're going to say, well, for me, that's not true. I really am interested in her. I just don't want to pay for everything. Well, women know that generous men are out there. So why should she lower her standards specifically for you?
Men nowadays don't want to provide for women. But at the same time, they don't want us to be strong and independent, which fine. I get it. Valid. If they don't want us to provide for ourselves and they don't want to provide for us, like, what's left? Like, what's the solution? Okay, if you don't want me to work, provide. And if you don't want to provide, then let me hustle, like, pissing me off.
These boring straight guys will say things like, if women want equality so bad, then why don't they pay for half the bill? Then they can pay for half the bill if they want to be equal. And it's like, no. I'll pay for half the bill when you have taken a period shit. And until you've taken a period shit, you're paying. Plain and simple.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Justin J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Men are rejecting women that want providers in modern dating. We got action. Let's get into it.
I don't trust a man who doesn't have any desire to lock down a good woman. Like, bro, you're telling me you don't want a good woman to build a life with, to be your partner, to want to, like, do all this fun stuff with, to feed your heart, mind, body, and soul? A man who doesn't want to lock down a good woman is a man who will consistently fumble the bag. Take my word for it. And ladies, that is not a man. That is a little boy with man parts, okay? That's just what's happening. So you need to understand that if you are not being locked down, if you are a good woman, if you are a woman who has her shit together, who is smart, who builds her community, who loves herself, that is what makes you a good woman. And if there is a man in your life who is choosing to fumble his bag with you, then that is a boy.
Did you hear that at the end? See, they're always talking this nonsense, and it can be confusing when you don't understand womanese. So what she's saying is, you know, if he's not willing to fumble his bag with you, if he's willing to fumble his bag with you, but I'd argue that he's willing to not fumble anything at all. He's not willing to roll the dice at all. When they're saying these things, they make no sense. A good woman doesn't need to sell herself. A good woman gets picked. A good woman gets picked either by a jerk, by an asshole, or by a good man as well. They're always getting picked. So you don't have to say all of this stuff. Women want you to believe that there's a such thing as good and bad. We're past that. And this clip perfectly illustrates this. This is the point where men are past all of this. Are you going to cooperate and follow instructions or go away? That's all men are looking for, successful men as well. It's getting to the point, it's trickling down to men who are just average. Men are saying the hell with it. You're going to cooperate or leave. My life is peaceful. I don't need any of this extra nonsense. A good woman versus a bad woman. Well, you guys are kind of making it hard to tell. Let's go by that. Good and bad. How do we know? We see a pack of lions coming down the street at us. We don't know which one is going to eat us or try to attack us and which one is going to come up to us and, you know, let us pet it. We don't know. So we have to move with caution. We have to take extra measures. No more of this good and bad. If she follows your lead and follows your instructions, she's good. If she gives you a hard time, she's bad. We're not worried about all of this other nonsense. The reason why men are rejecting this is because there's too much to lose and very little to gain. You have to earn it. Let's get into clip number 2.
I think they need to start teaching in schools that, yes, you can have a partner and whatever, but if you ever choose to be alone, if you ever want to respect yourself and not just settle for bare minimum, if you want to release yourself from a toxic relationship, it will be very, very liberating, but very, very expensive. I have lived through the most liberating, amazing, culturing, wonderful experience the past, goodness me, what, 5 years? God. And that's not 5 years single. I've not been 5 years single, but 5 years not living with a man.
She's been having casual sex, traveling the world, buying herself things, but she doesn't like the fact that she has to come out of her own pocket for it. That's it. So you want to get out of a toxic relationship. I'm going to say this time and time again. Women know which guys are good for them, and they know which guys just aren't good for them. You can see this woman is wearing her age. This builds up resentment. You can tell. So while she's going to champion being single and it's so liberating, she doesn't like the cost that comes with it. So if it's such a great life, why are you complaining? Why? Because a man is valuable. Not just any man, but a man well-rounded. I was mentioning this yesterday. A well-rounded, grounded man. Confident, supportive, competent, all of it. There's so much value there that men even take it for granted and they don't even understand their own self-worth. There's power behind it. So much that it has her second guessing, oh, well, I'm saying that I like this, but you know, one of those guys would benefit me more than being liberated. Think about it. Men are saying, I know how much I have to offer. I'm good here. Date casually. When a woman proves herself to me, then I will allow her to gain access to this. But just remember, all the stuff they say turns around and it literally bites them in the ass. Let's get clip number 3.
Why isn't anybody talking about the single tax? It is significantly more expensive to be single, to the point that it's like economically irresponsible to cook when you're single. It costs $75 to make a meal, not to mention the cost of running the dishwasher, washing up all of the pots and pans. And then what am I going to do? Eat lasagna for 6 days? When I could use Uber Eats and one of their various codes each week to get a salad for $9. Imagine paying half your rent because you share your apartment with somebody, half your electricity bills, half your cable, Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, subscriptions. When you're going to the airport on a trip, you don't have to pay $70 for an Uber by yourself because you're splitting it with somebody. Forget saving money on a Costco membership. When am I ever going to use 36 apples? It's honestly the only argument I have for getting in a relationship. It is expensive to stay single.
Once again, they want all of these things. They want to get the nice place. They want it fully furnished. They want the car. They want to put themselves through school or whatever. They want all of this stuff, but they don't like what comes with it. And this is why I also tell you, never let a woman give you a chance. Never come at a situation, may I take you out? Can I please take you out? No. Hey, we should totally hang out this Friday. What are you doing this Saturday? Let's get together and do this. That's it. There's no grand gesture. No. Because when it starts from a position of them looking down on you, or you asking them, please give me a shot with your words and your energy, what they'll do is they'll keep you around or they'll settle for you. But the only reason that they're settling for you, because a lot of good dudes went through this. Well-rounded dudes didn't have the utmost confidence in themselves, right? And self-respect. They'll get picked, but to pay bills. They'll get picked so she doesn't sink. Absolutely not. Always remember this. Whenever a woman is asking you for money, oh, I need to get my hair done, can you pay for this? Just remember, all this other stuff is in the background. So it starts there. They rope you in there. all for this to be waiting for you at the end. And I got more clips. We're going to keep going. Let's get the next one.
I recently posted about the fact I'm 26 years old and I'm in $95,487.73 worth of debt, and I want to talk about it. Up until 24 hours ago, I did not know that was actually the total of all of my debt, credit cards, and student loans. That number also does not include my auto loan, and if we are adding in my auto loan, the total number is $110,938.83. Since totaling up all of my debt, I don't think I've actually gotten one good breath of oxygen in the last 24 hours. I feel like there is an elephant sitting on my chest, and I don't think I can sit still because all I keep repeating is $95,487.73. All of this debt was racked up through decisions I made between the ages of 18 and 26. My first associate's degree I got from a community college and I didn't have to pay for because of the Pell Grant, but I decided to go to a university and got my bachelor's degree, which is where I really started to rack up the debt. Then in the last 2 years, I decided to finish a nursing degree at a community college in the last 2 years, but that's where I started to rack up even more debt. What really sucks is realizing that the majority of these student loans is not from tuition. It's actually from living expenses and living way above my means. My debt comprises of 2 credit cards, 5 federal student loans, and 5 private Sallie Mae loans. I don't regret any of the experiences I've had between the ages of 18 and 26 or any of the things that I've done, but I do wish that I managed my finances way better than this. I think what's even more sad is a lot of these student loans were going to rent, which my rent was around $1,200 a month, and that's been consistent over the last 2-3 years. Thankfully, I do have a finance bro as a boyfriend, and he is really great at managing money.
Boom. See, you would think that it's luxury, it's trips, hotel stays, gifts, restaurants. No. That's surface level stuff. When you look behind the curtain, the debt that's there, that's what's there. You ever wonder why they're always talking about money and why a guy needs to make this amount of money to be with me? Because he has to be able to make money for himself and make money for me and make money for the loan collectors, the debt collectors. He needs to make money for all of this, all of this. So when you're thinking like, this is the woman of my dreams, oh my God, and you're being so emotional, just remember that 9 times out of 10, this is going to come in the background. Might not be that much, might be more than that. They're never going to tell you this on the first couple of dates. That's why they're always trying to evaluate you. So what do you do for work? How long have you been doing it? What'd you go to school for? I told you guys recently, a message came through and it was like the first message we matched, me and this chick we matched. She goes, so what do you do for work? NVM. NVM. Can't catch me slipping. These are the same ones that big themselves up for going to school. There's nothing wrong with trying to make something of yourself, but the community college would have sufficed. There are plenty of guys who go get a trade. Plenty of guys that can make great money without even going to school. So they go to school and they acquire all this debt, and then they want a guy, 6-figure earner, 7-figure earner, to come in and change their lives and erase this debt. One thing I want to get through to you dudes is that doesn't guarantee loyalty. I don't have a problem with men that spend money on women. I actually think if that's a part of your strategy to rent, not buy, to rent, perfectly fine. So just know this, if you're thinking you're going to use money to buy loyalty, you're not. Because a guy can clear out all that debt, doesn't guarantee anything. And check this out. You heard how she said, I have a finance bro who's my boyfriend. Now listen. This guy is coming into a situation and he likes her so much that this isn't a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. I'm trying to save guys from being that guy. Don't do it to yourself, man. Plenty of guys out here. I was breaking this down on the last video I did. Why men refuse to be providers in modern dating. Guys out here making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, $120,000. You're doing pretty good for yourself, bro. Depending on where you're at in your life, what age you are, you're doing pretty good for yourself. Come on, bro. To have a woman mess this up. No. A woman should come into your life and be an asset, not be looking for a provider. And this is funny. I was saying this the other day. Guys, you can still get married. Get married. She'll make $60,000. You'll make $70,000. You make $100,000, she'll make $75,000, $80,000. It has to be this way. You can't be marrying chicks who have absolutely nothing and you have everything. See, what you're thinking is you're going to have the leverage. That only works if there's no commitment. When you have the bag like that, right? And she doesn't. This is only going to give you a lot of leverage if you don't tie the knot. You can date her, casually see her. The moment that you start getting more serious with her and you think about putting a ring on her finger, you lose leverage. Remember, this isn't about right and wrong or feelings. This is about the truth. You lose leverage the moment that you get emotional and get in your feelings. Now, once again, guys are going to think, well, can I ever get into a solid relationship? Yes, you can. Do things that I instruct you to do with these women. Ask them to bring things. Do things for you. It pains them to do this. And when they're broke, they can't do it. Why do I have to do it? No, that costs $20. I can't do that. And they're not going to try to pay for dates with you. They're not going to try to set up anything. When women really like you, they come out of pocket. They'll see a hoodie at a store. They'll buy the hoodie for you. They know that you like these protein bars and this protein shake. They'll buy it for you. This protein mix, they'll buy it for you. You need a piece of equipment for your gym. They'll buy it for you. You like Air Force Ones. They'll buy them for you. Women can't do that when they're broke. So why would I entertain a broke woman if I'm not a broke man? Oh, because she's hot. I forgot. I'm losing my wits about me. I forgot. It's too early. She's hot. So it doesn't matter. I get it. Let's get the next clip.
To start with my loans, I have an Upstart loan, which is $11,891. And I have a SoFi loan, which is $18,630. And then I have my student loans, which is $8,370. And then for my credit cards, I have a Best Buy credit card that has $1,685 on it. My Chase credit card, which has $145 on it. And then my Apple credit card, which I regret ever getting this card, but I have $4,205 on it. All right, so how did we get here? How did I let this happen? I honestly, starting young with all the credit cards that I had, I just fell into the, rat race and going to stores. It was always, if I saw something I wanted, I just got it. And I was like, I'll just put out my credit card and I'll figure it out later, or I'll pay it off, like whatever it was. And then sometimes I would pay it off. Sometimes I ended up spending too much that I couldn't pay it off. So then it would leave me with a balance. And then I would keep doing that. And then before I knew it, I had such a high balance on my credit card on multiple credit cards, that I then had to take out a loan to pay off those credit cards to consolidate that debt, because it was just too overwhelming for me. And I did it all over again. For me, the little purchases here and there, $50 here, $50 there, $100 there, like it adds up. And if you're not tracking and if you're not truly understanding what's coming in and what's going out, you kind of just get lost and you don't even realize. And before you know it, you're in a situation where you don't even understand how you got there.
You got there by buying things that you don't need. By buying things that you don't need. Point blank, period. They have this ability to make two broke people when there was only one broke person. They can make two people broke when only one person needed to be broke and dig themselves out of it. You could give a man a studio apartment, a microwave, an air mattress on the floor, a mini fridge, and he could have a TV or not, or a laptop or a radio. Pick one of the three. Can make 60 G's a year. And he won't need to spend a bunch of stuff. He won't need to get the newest things. People will ask him, are you ever going to move into a nicer place? Are you ever going to? And it doesn't even dawn on him, because this is just life. Like, this is life. Go to work, do my thing, come home. Go to work, do my thing, come home. Go to work, do my thing. See, it's not a big deal for us like that. And then you will have a finer taste for the finer things in life. Eventually, you will move into a nicer place. Eventually, you will upgrade your car. Eventually, you will do this. But what I'm saying is, men do well with little to nothing. I'm not instructing guys to be broke and be minimalist for their entire life. No, you're a minimalist because you're saving to a certain point. You're saving to get to a certain level. Then you say, I deserve this. I can have this. You understand? Not just willy-nilly spending and swiping and swiping and swiping on things that you don't even really need like that. Because at the end of the day, when you love yourself, you need yourself. You don't need all of these things to tell you who you are, but they do. And if you get with one of these type of chicks, it's not going to lead you anywhere but to your own demise, because everything is always your fault. Remember that. Now let's get into the next clip.
The end of the month, and my husband just got his paycheck. So today it's time for me to plan our $10,900 salary. Let's see how it all breaks down. Bills first. $3,200 for our mortgage, $290 for utilities, then the internet, our phone bill, and all our streaming subscriptions. Next, our living expenses. $1,200 for groceries and eating out. $850 for shopping and new clothes. $480 for our gym memberships and self-care. $290 for gas, and close to $800 set aside for date nights. Now the debts. $620 for my car payment, plus our student loans and credit cards. Finally, the savings. $1,000 into stocks and crypto. $800 towards our retirement fund, plus some money set aside for Christmas gifts and family support. Now that our budget is set, I log every expense throughout the month.
So you mean to tell me without you, this guy could be saving anywhere from $5,500 to $6,000 a month, not dealing with you? Really? So do you see what I mean when they're saying he needs to make this amount of money? Yeah, it's to pay for him and to pay for her. What do you think? And see, we don't know. But let me pose the question to you guys. Put it in the comments. What do you think she had to do to earn this guy? What do you think she had to do to get at this guy, to earn this guy? What do you think? And there's more things in the video too. You can look at him and look at her, and I'm still seeing all the value in this guy. Remember, man, if you want to live this life, this is what's going to come with it. Like I said, I'm not shying guys away. If you want to get married, you want to be a provider, you just need to see the ins and outs. That's all. And then make a better informed decision. But a lot of men are waking up. A lot of men have been, they've been through it before. And they're saying, you know what? Not doing this. I got my boat. I got my guitar. I got my fishing poles. I got my baseball bats for the batting cages. I got my hockey sticks. I got my home gym. I got my dog or my dogs. I see women casual. I got a woman that comes over every Thursday. You understand? And I'd way rather do this than do that. And I get it. Once again, it's going to hit your emotions. Well, what about if we want children? If you're not going to go after the women that I instruct you to go after, this is the alternative. This is the alternative. See, men think that we've been conditioned to think that we need to provide, we need to be giving, because that's how we're going to be over our entire family. Yes, this is true, but for a woman that's worth it. And a woman that's worth it is never going to allow you to go broke. She's never going to allow you to spend all of your money. See, this is the thing that men don't see. There are plenty of women that when a guy goes to pay for the 5th, 4th date, she's like, nah, I got it. There are women that bring men things. Cook for them, inspire them, motivate them. Because a man doesn't need motivation when he has discipline. But just having that there says, you know what? She does deserve this thing. A man could be walking through an aisle somewhere and says, oh, she likes that. Yeah, let me grab that. Because she inspires him. All this other stuff is nonsense. And I know you guys don't like to hear this stuff. I know a lot of guys watch this channel. They're like, no, we want the baddies. And we want to know how to this and this strategy. That no. Grown men business. Because the sooner you start, the better your life will become. A 22-year-old guy finds my channel and he's like, yeah, I'm tripping. I should be making bank. I should have my ass in the gym. I should be focusing on myself. And there was a chick that was trying to get at me, but I wasn't giving her a chance because she's not as hot as this chick. But I remember she has way better energy. When I hung out with her, she was a good time to be around. Let me go give that a try. She's still cute. There really ain't no difference between her and her, but the energy is. He starts moving with this strategy, finds his wife by 26, 30 years old. He knows how to vet women. We're done with that nonsense. You go move to Miami, you can go move somewhere like that. Go out in the nightclubs, get drunk, regret it in the morning, spend a bunch of money. If that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. But on this side, I'm exposing the truth. You want to be a provider? Fine. But this is what's going to come with it. Men are waking up and they're saying, nah, I'm good right where I'm at. So this was men are rejecting women that want providers in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Justin J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
If you're ever having a bad day, just remember, there's a guy out there taking care of a kid that's not even his. You're not doing that bad, bro. You're doing just fine. Keep your head up. There's always someone worse. Keep that in mind. There's always someone worse.